My name is Chris Cuban. I'm the president of the St. Louis chapter of PRSA. And today's topic is really one that's, I think, intrigues a lot of people, including myself. And I see Angel there smiling. And I'll kind of explain why. I don't get TikTok. I don't get Instagram. I'm not on either of those, but my son and my wife are on them, and they love it. So I hope this will educate a lot of people on understanding, I guess, TikTok and Instagram marketing strategies and how it can help you and your organization. But with no further ado, I'd like to give an introduction for Angel James. And I have to do one caveat, though, is that Angel was actually the reason why I joined PRSA. There was a members only event about 4 or 5 years ago that Angel was speaking at. And because I had worked with her quite a bit when she was the news producer at Fox 2 of the Tim Mazzell show, I had numerous clients on that show, and we had booked a lot of segments, including several segments with my client, Gary Sinise, before he had his foundation, and then with the Gary Sinise Foundation after he started his foundation. So I would always take my clients in and go pester in the newsroom to other producers and spend my time pitching Angel and a number of other producers. So she is just has a tremendous amount of experience in the newsroom and is now a TikTok and Instagram, how should I say this, influencer. She has about 75,000 TikTok fans. And in fact, Amazon has given her the Amazon influencer status. So she has about 1.5 million likes. And I'd like to turn it over to Angel. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank all you guys for joining us today. I wasn't sure if this topic would fly with you guys, and I'm really excited that there was so much interest in this. So I just want to thank you for your time, because I know this is a crazy time to be living in right now. So I really appreciate your time. Well, I mean, first of all, I got on TikTok about a year ago. I did not, wasn't doing it for me. I was actually trying to learn it for my clients. And I totally did not get it. So I totally get where y'all are coming from. I totally did not understand it at all. And then just, after several weeks of looking at it, it just finally clicked to me one day. And, I wasn't even looking. And before I knew it, I had 75,000 followers and 1.4 million likes. I mean, I've got one video that's got 1.8 million views. Which is mind-blowing to me. And because there's a lot bigger people out there on TikTok than me, but for a 49-year-old woman, I'll take that. But I wanted to back up for a second. I did spend 18 years at Fox 2 in St. Louis. I don't know how many folks, it sounds like we might have some folks from out of the area. I started on that show basically in 1998. I did the 5 p.m. and the 6 p.m., but the morning show was always my home. And I spent the last 10 years of my 18-year career being the supervising producer of Fox 2 News in the morning. And I'm very, very proud to say I didn't kill Tim Mazzell at any point during that time, although he about gave me a lot of heart attacks, and anybody from St. Louis will understand me when I'm talking about that. But we grew this station from 1998 to being, it was an asterisk. I mean, it was not even showing up on the Nielsen charts, to one of the most watched local news shows in the country. So I'm really proud of this, the morning show and the work that we did there. Live 5 days a week, 6-hour show. And I still love these people dearly. But when I was thinking about quitting, I came across this book, landed on my desk, and I'm hoping that a lot of you guys are familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk. His book landed on my desk. I felt like I had booked my last Mardi Gras segment. If I had to book another Mardi Gras segment, I was going to chew my arm off. I just felt like I had done everything that I was meant to do. Hulk Hogan in the newsroom with a camel on hump day. I did it all. There was nowhere to go from there. So I literally opened up in his book on this page of content, and it said Netflix gets it. That's why they started making their own TV series. So does Starbucks, which is developing original documentaries that tie into themes relevant to the socially conscious brand. Red Bull, too, is producing original videos, articles, and news covering sports, lifestyle, and culture. If you are not putting out content on a regular basis, you will be Blockbuster, you will be Borders, you will be the carriage driver who bought a lot of horses just as the first Model T drove off the lot. And that really like hit me. I mean, I wasn't even on Facebook at the time. I quit without a plan. I was going to wash dishes if I had to, but here's what happened. Somehow I stumbled into a company because I had former guests reach out to me and ask me what I was doing. My clients include Mother Model Management. That second photo there is a trip that we took to Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, actually, to celebrate. Mother Model is actually their model scouts. And they discovered Ashton Kutcher 20 years ago. They're a St. Louis couple. They discovered Carly Kloss. There in that second picture, that's Alana Arrington. On the left-hand side in the blue, she's a Victoria's Secret model. Just awesome people and really helped me figure out what I wanted to be doing next. Bootcamp Challenge there on the far end. I don't know how many of you are from St. Louis, but Charlie Gito's on the Hill. I've also went back and worked with Tim Ezel again on his Saturday morning show called The Thread, the Pujols Family Foundation. Anyway, what I'm doing for all these businesses is creating authentic content through pictures, video, graphics, and writing. And I increased business for one client by 60% with consistent social media. It was all organic, not one ad. And here's what I've learned in doing all of this and applying what I knew in television to social media. Just having a social media account is not enough. Just having one piece of expensive content is not enough. There are 365 days in a year. These are your channels. You are the TV show. Run it like a newsroom with consistent, authentic content. And if you have a phone, you have no excuses. I started this business with my phone. I had no overhead. You have a phone, you have apps, you have no excuses. Your phone shoots in HD. HD is HD. Quality content is subjective. Quantity is not. And social media content is your daily direct path to insight into what your customer wants. And I believe that most businesses would realize the impact that social media content creates, a lot more would be investing in it. Y'all's job is getting real hard. And I know it because I've had to put on this hat quite a few times because I was the obvious one in the room to have to deal with it. But media relations is getting harder. The demand for media attention is high. Most top tier writers get 100 to 500 pitches a week. And that's probably for about 5 slots. I'd like to argue more than that because basically I probably got that many pitches in a day at a local TV station in St. Louis, definitely more than 100 in a day, which leads me to media is outnumbered. PR is growing, newsrooms are shrinking. I think the last stat I read was that there's 6 PR people for every 1 journalist. I sure felt like there were a heck of a lot more of y'all out there than there was of me. So I thought that there was more than 6. You're seeing a lot more pay for play segments, a lot more. A lot of people reach out to me in different markets and they can't figure out why they're not getting on TV. They can't figure out why they're getting switched over to the sales department because they're trying to get you to pay for it now. And that was one of the things at Fox 2 that never happened. Thank goodness, at least while I was there. I was like, the minute we start charging small businesses to be on TV, I'm out the door. Luckily that never happened while I was there. Cable TV versus streaming too. Viewers are cutting the cord. I mean, literally they are in the fight for their lives against these streaming services right now. TV ratings are declining. Many stations are turning to digital first. So you guys just start turning to digital first. Public relations is just no longer about traditional media. You know, I was looking at memes last night about public relations and I found some cute ones where they were like, this is what my mom thinks I do. This is what my friends think I do. This is what I actually do. But the line between marketing, customer service, and public relations are blurred. You know, I have a hard time defining what it is that I do right now because there's so many words for it, you know, content strategist, you know, content creator, I could go on and on. The lines are blurred, I feel like, for you guys now. I mean, if you're in public relations, that's what social media is. It's public and it's relations. So there's also a dizzying news cycle. You cannot keep up. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to lie. If I needed a guest and I needed that guest tomorrow and you couldn't deliver, you were dead to me. And I get that. And I get that.
Too.
Huh?
I got several of those calls from you as well. But I did want to say that anybody that's on here watching this webinar, if you have a question or a comment, please use the chat feature or the Q&A feature. And obviously, Angel has a lot of experience in news media, so I think she's getting into this before she gets into everything else. But if you have a question on any of these topics, please feel free to ask them in the Q&A or the chat feature, and we'll kind of jump in and answer your questions as they come. So
Yeah.
Go ahead, Angel.
Yeah, it's a dizzying news cycle. It's hard to keep up. I mean, you know, PR people would pitch something to me a day or too late. Something had already replaced it. I mean, go to sleep one night and look at Twitter, then look at Twitter the next morning and look how much the world has changed. So it's hard to keep up with, and I get it, because like I said, I've had to wear that hat on this side of the world, and to try to tell somebody, you need to go now. This is a news event happening now. I need you now. And they don't move as fast as you know they need to move is frustrating. But here's where I come in. You don't need a TV producer to decide if your client story is worth telling anymore. Where's the audience right now? Your audience is now at home, firmly planted in front of their phones and computers. Never has there been a bigger pool of customers and leads consuming content. Social media gives you an opportunity to reach, meet, network, and create with millions every day. And you are either taking advantage of this or you're not. Stats that might matter to you. Mobile time has surpassed TV viewing time. Digital has surpassed print to become the second largest in advertising revenue medium after TV. TikTok has surpassed 2 billion downloads. 1 billion people use Instagram every month. 200 million Instagram users visit at least one business profile daily. And engagement rates for Insta range between 2 and 7%. That might seem really low, but Facebook's are 0.1 and 1.5%, and Twitter's is even lower than that. What is TikTok and what is it not? So see, and as I said, going back, like it took me a minute to figure out TikTok myself. But it is the destination for short form mobile videos. It's like bite-sized versions of YouTube videos. They've got the coolest filters. I mean, they have effects in TikTok that, as a former TV producer that used to have to pull cable to do a live shot, that blow my mind, that are literally controlled with your hand. And just the opportunity that you have now with music. It's become a staple for Gen Z, but the TikTok demographic is rising because, like with all things, at one point, Facebook, that's where your kids were. And then mom took it over, then grandma took it over, and then all the kids ran over to Instagram, and then mom came over there. You know, one of the biggest segments of the population using Instagram right now are 40-year-old women taking selfies, by the way. And so now that all the kids ran over to TikTok, well, here come the parents. And I'm telling you, I don't know if it's been this pandemic or what, but of my 75,000 followers, I can tell you of a handful of kids that are following me. I can tell you that I have 70% women following me. TikTok for Business, right now they're offering 100 million in ad credits to run a TikTok ad. I mean, the ads for TikTok Business are showing up in my Facebook feed and in my Instagram feed right now. You can create a TikTok ad. They will give you, they're giving you ad credits to do it. I'm a member, I was an invited member of the TikTok Creator Marketplace. It's a one-stop shop for brands. It's basically just Google TikTok Creator Marketplace. Go in there as a brand and basically go search for the kind of influencer, what you're searching for. It's a one-stop shop for that. And there's also TikTok Creator, a $200 million fund has been established. So I'm part of that too. So I literally get paid per view. Not allowed to tell you how much I make, but I can tell you you're still going to be paying for your coffee if we go out for coffee. Okay, brands on TikTok. We're moving into some videos here. If any of you guys haven't watched Cheer from, I think it was on Netflix, Jerry from Cheer is a really popular character. Even so, there was like one football player who had his wife watch Cheer, and he's like, oh, my wife wanted me to watch this show. And by the third episode, I was like, if Jerry doesn't make Matt, I'm gonna riot. So Jerry's a very popular character in this reality show called Cheer. But here are a few brands on TikTok. I want to.
Let's go! You're cute. You're sexy. You're all together.
Cheerios commercial, obviously.
You serve it. You gotta make your burning. You're gorgeous. Yes, yes, you're gorgeous. Period.
Here's Chipotle. Here's BMW. And here is Charlie D'Amelio. Okay, guys, if you don't know who Charlie D'Amelio is, you've got to come out from underneath that rock. Charlie D'Amelio is the biggest thing on TikTok. She is 15 years old. She didn't want to tell anybody she was on TikTok when she was first on it, and somehow she has accumulated over 85 million followers on TikTok. This is TikTok's secret sauce. Even you don't have to be a Charlie D'Amelio to get eyeballs on you. TikTok's secret sauce levels the playing field. Their secret sauce is their algorithm. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that first word that's in her sentence. But basically the bottom line is anybody can go viral at any time. TikTok loves retention. They want people to watch the video all the way through. So, you know, don't value likes and comments as much as they value retention in the video. So every video starts off on an equal footing and has a chance to go viral. So here's 1 teaspoon of content. This is somebody I follow. It's a teaspoon baking company in Las Vegas. Here is what happened to her over the weekend and after her video went viral.
What do you mean you don't know we ship cookies? Yeah.
This, by the way, is the viral video.
To you.
This is all she's doing, not even showing cookies.
And I have a code. You can save money. It's TikTok 20. It's in my bio. Good morning. I cannot contain myself from yesterday. You guys ordered so many cookies and you're still ordering, but
I feel like I don't see that happening anywhere else. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Y'all have all seen the news. TikTok ban, no TikTok ban. Hasn't happened yet. They say they're not going anywhere, but we'll have to see what happens because basically I think the last bit of news I've seen on it is their algorithm is now in question as to whether or not it can be moved over to the US, the AI function of it. Aside from all that, TikTok might not be forever, but its relevance is. Short form videos are here to stay. Mobile first video are rising. Vertical video is on the rise. Authenticity, 90% of customers say it's important to them. Compared to its competitors, TikTok maintains a level of authenticity that is unrivaled. That's my opinion, and I think, I mean, I've been buried in these platforms, and there's nothing like the authenticity that's on TikTok. It heroes the raw, it heroes the unfiltered, and it heroes the real. Going back to Charlie D'Amelio, she is a 15-year-old girl. She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't she's just a natural girl, and I love that about TikTok. 8 brands ruling on TikTok. The NBA's killing it on TikTok with 11.7 million followers. The Washington Post is on TikTok. Gymshark, Chipotle, BMW, Crocs, all these brands are on TikTok. There are doctors on TikTok. There are lawyers, there are accountants, and believe it or not, there are some public relations on TikTok too. And you know I'm going to show you that. Pay attention to the top of the page, what she's typing. I think a lot of you guys will be able to relate to that. But here's a compilation of some PR videos I found.
You have to start romanticizing your life. You have to start thinking of yourself as the main character. Because if you don't, life will continue to pass you by. And all the little things that make it so beautiful will continue to go unnoticed. So take a second and look around and realize that it's a blessing for you to be here right now.
I'm sorry, Mum, but I've never really seen what it is you actually do. PR! Yes, but PR! I PR things! PR places, concepts. Lulu! No!
I hope y'all are laughing. I can't see your reaction to that. But yeah, so content should be valuable. There's look at me content versus learn from me content. And here are my like 4 E's of content. She was entertaining. And that's okay to have look at me content if you're entertaining people and making them smile. Quite honestly, I mean, I think there's too much look at me content on LinkedIn, like too much patting on the back. There's a lot of value missing from posts. I feel like on LinkedIn, you know, y'all are business professionals. Educate people, empower people, evoke some emotion. So those are my 4 E's of content, but I also have some R's of PR. To be relevant, obviously, you got to be on top of the news. You cannot be late with it. And I mean, that comes to social media content too. There was, I probably shouldn't say the exact event. There was something big that happened in the skies over St. Louis. And I was like super disappointed and watching what happened in relation to that and who responded quickly and who took more than 24 hours to respond. The Cardinals killed it. They were relevant right off the bat. And what I'm talking about, what was in the sky was a meteor, went shooting through the sky, and they had a GIF up of Yachty hitting one out into the universe almost immediately. So they were relevant. You need to be relatable with your content. You need to be real. And responsive. There are so many people out there, and I see comments go unanswered all the time. Those are all prospective customers. And you've got to be respectful of the platform you're pitching on, respectful of the platform you're posting on. The power of this bite-sized content creation, which really excites me, is it creates brand awareness. These short form videos, I mean, yeah, some are harder to do than others. These short form videos, they provide an immense opportunity to connect with your audience and to share value. Consistency is key. I cannot say that enough. Providing consistent value makes you an authority. And with that authority, you can then drive people to your website, ebook, product, etc. Now,
So Angel, we do have a couple quick questions, if you
Okay.
don't mind. Can I interject just a little bit?
sure.
Okay, so the first question is, how does TikTok deal with copyright infringement?
How they do what they do is like way beyond. They obviously must pay a lot of money for the music.
If I throw up on YouTube something that is copyrighted by an artist or something, it's going to be taken down or actually banned from YouTube. So how is that possible on TikTok?
Well, TikTok obviously must pay. They pay for these catalogs of music the same way Instagram does. Instagram has catalogs of any song you would ever want to. They must be paying a fee. But the interesting thing though with TikTok is if you're a musician, you want your song out. I've seen people become big on TikTok because people took their sound and lip synced to it and made it go viral. So it's a different way of thinking now. It's like, I want you to play my music. I want you to. So,
So we do have another question from Joanna, and I'll
Okay.
just throw it in there. She's a practitioner who specializes in healthcare with her clients are mostly physicians, hospital administrators, and patients suffering from a specific condition. As such, the audience pool is extremely narrow and not necessarily avid TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter users. I guess she's questioning the relevance of those the channels that you're pitching here to such a specialized market. And how do you specialized markets leverage these type of channels in a meaningful way?
There are a lot of doctors on TikTok. There are doctors with millions of followers. And actually, I mean, I've been disappointed in like hospitals' reaction to Corona, that they're, you know, here we are, the population that's most of being affected right now is not being talked to. That the population where those cases are spiking is Gen Z. They are not on Facebook. They are not watching local television. They are on Instagram. They are on TikTok. There are doctors who are absolutely doing an amazing job. I actually had it in here, but I took it out. It was a doctor who was responding to a comment, and she basically said, "I talked to my gynecologist about what you said in your video, and he's going to give me X, Y, and Z now. You basically just saved my life." So I don't think the audience is narrow. I mean, I've got the boomer generation is watching my videos. That there's obviously kids on there. I'm telling you that almost my entire 75,000 following are Gen Z. They are Gen Z. I might have some millennials. They are a majority of Gen Z. Am I answering the question? I can't see you, Chris, so I don't know if I'm answering the question.
I think you're doing fine. That's perfect. We'll just keep going, and if anyone else has questions, please ask it in the chat feature or the Q&A, and we'll try and get to it as soon as we can. Go ahead, Angel.
So, you know, I mentioned, you know, that I had quit my TV job and I'd start over. And so this gal here connected with me on that TV producer level because she used to be, turns out, a producer for Politically Incorrect. She's written this book and she couldn't get anybody to pay attention to it. And here's how she became number 147 on Amazon. If I can get it. She's providing value.
Question, tell me what you think about me.
It gets you down, that's okay. You've been pushed back, how you feel. I'm here right now, just sitting. I'm here right now.
Everybody wants a thrill, playing anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues of the movie.
And if y'all caught that last part, it said it all started with a TikTok video. You saw her in there doing reaction videos to comments. I love that about TikTok, that you can just, you know, pick out a comment and respond to them. You can jump on TikTok trends as well. Duets is something else you can do. I'm going to show you in the next slide how you can use that. Stitch was just announced within the last few days. You can basically stitch yourself into somebody else's video. So if somebody's like, passing an apple, you can then edit yourself into catching that apple. Let me show you how the duets work. I was not gonna not do this and not put myself in the hot seat here. So here's some of the duets I've done. And I truly believe, like, for the longest time, I actually had duets turned off. I probably have a bigger following than I had, but I was kind of scared to put myself out there that much and have people have the power to duet me. But that was a shame because I missed out on a lot. I feel like that TikTok elevates your brand and it elevates your connection with community. So here's a few. He's a veteran. He's cool. He just puts a smile on my face.
I wore it all the time, but it's never been worn like that. Baby got a long cap on, sure knows how to pull it off. Sun out of those hazel eyes, looking so good, she don't try.
So I had to do that St. Louis plug up in there, but do you see how you can subtly put brand in a duet video too? I just really believe that, I mean, this is just making people smile. And like right now, I feel like people want to smile. I have my friends who are like mad at me that I'm not monetizing this more. I'm leading with my heart right now. And it matters to me that I've had, I can't tell you how many women say that they are getting courage to put themselves out there like this because they feel so judged otherwise. They're just scared to death to even post. You know, I've literally had women tell me that I've saved their life. I have women going through a divorce, you know, just, I'm just connecting with this community, and I've got some things where I'm like selling, I've already like just started this week, like I put up a store to sell t-shirts because that became my thing. Going in and making money off this just wasn't the top thing in my heart. I mean, but I had text messages from friends who were like, how are you monetizing? How are you monetizing? And I love the fact that the guru that I love the most, who's a practitioner, says do not monetize until you absolutely have to. And so that's my plan. And that's why I'm not. So
let me ask you another quick question. Sorry.
Okay.
Like, from the logistics of putting this all together, how hard is it, or how much time does it take you to put together and edit a video like that from your standpoint of using your phone and the TikTok, let's say, tools that's available to you? I mean, how long does it take you to make one of those happen?
Well, it depends. It depends on the video. I don't know if I've posted on LinkedIn like a t-shirt changing one that I change the t-shirt changes in each frame. I mean, those are going to take a little bit longer, but most TikToks can run between 15 seconds to a minute. And that's maybe one of the things that goes back to the music you were talking about. You can only have a 15-second music clip. And to answer that question back there again, I mean, TikTok will like flag a video and turn the audio off if there's a copyright issue too. But they have their whole library there. And I mean, it's a 15-second video, and I don't mean to be like, it takes me 15 seconds to do it. I mean, find the song, turn it on, do it in 15 seconds, post. Like, I mean, some people like, you know, do multiple drafts to get it just like the way they want it. But honestly, it takes 15 seconds to do a 15-second video. The music's already in there. You put that out, the effects are in there. I mean, you know, I don't know how long it will take you to like, you know, just put that up on your phone, but to physically do it, it's 15 seconds. But of course, Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, for those of you who don't know, I mean, Facebook owns Instagram. And so as soon as there was a talk of the ban, I mean, Instagram jumped on that so fast. This is their answer to TikTok. They just launched just last month. You should be the first to jump in on new features because the platform will reward you for that. Reels only allows 15-second clips as opposed to TikTok that can go for a full minute. There's no duet option in Reels. It's an opportunity for brands and influencers to be more creative. It's like no more pictures of just, coffee sitting on your desk and boring Monday motivational quotes. You can actually do videos with music. If you're not on Instagram, your competitor probably is. There's 200 million Instagram users visit at least one business profile daily. More than 75% of US businesses will use Instagram in 2020. 500,000 people view stories every day. And this is what I bang into everybody's head. Stories, stories, stories. If you're not using stories, you're just crazy. A third of the most viewed stories are from businesses. Brands post yet an average of only 2.5 stories a week. It's just such a missed opportunity. Did you know 30% of millennials would not go to a restaurant if their Instagram presence was not up to snuff? I can tell you, I'm Gen X. I haven't been to a restaurant because their Facebook wasn't up to snuff. So I totally believe that statistic. Here's an example of Instagram Reels. This gal right here is completely killing it. She's got hundreds of thousands of followers. She's a photographer. And she provides value on the daily, and she's monetizing by bringing people. She sells her own filters. She has classes, online classes. So she's absolutely killing it by monetizing. But here's 2 videos. The great thing, what she just did in that last video, I don't know if you guys noticed, you just watched an ad and she gave you value all in 15 seconds. Yeah, she's amazing at what she does there. You were looking at an ad and you probably didn't even realize it. How to make sense of all of Instagram's content features. They have the feed, they have the stories, they have the reels now, and they have IGTV. So this is how I think of them, as your Instagram feed is like your movie poster. Your Instagram stories, which I just will like pound home all day long, you have got to be posting stories. There's like literally no excuse just to post a little bit of your day. I think of that as your behind the scenes bonus features. I always say like what's normal to you and what's normal to your everyday and it's boring to you. It's like a peek behind Oz's curtain to somebody else. Instagram Reels is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like your movie trailer. Those are like fun videos you can do. And the IGTV, that's the extended version. I believe you can go up to 60 minutes on IGTV. I would never do that. Go to YouTube if you've got 60 minutes of video to post. Being in TV, most reporter packages, we didn't want to be more than 1.5 minutes. So you can put a minute video in the feed, but after that, it's going to go over to IGTV. So most people, I feel like they're the extended version are like usually about 2.5 to 5 minutes. When I was looking at that movie theater photo and seeing nobody in the audience, it reminded me of wanting to talk to you guys about vanity metrics versus engagement. There's so many people who complain about their follower count and they don't concentrate on the followers that they have. I mean, vanity metrics are basically your follower counts, your like counts. Like Tim Ferriss says, vanity metrics are good for feeling awesome. They're bad for action. I mean, what do you do with that information? It's engagement that matters. And I was recently on a podcast and they asked me, how do you get engagement? You go engage. It's not that complicated. I can tell you that I've got 75,000 followers on TikTok because I engage with them during quarantine. I feel blessed that I had TikTok, and I think a lot of Gen Xers feel that way. I know they do because I've seen their posts. I made an appointment with myself to show up with them with my coffee every single morning. And, I'd spend 15 minutes after that. Anybody who said good morning to me, I was saying good morning back. And before I go to sleep at night, I look at everybody's comments and make sure I've answered all the legit comments. I just feel like we need to say goodbye to the sales funnel and spitting out consumers at the end. I mean, I just hate this whole idea of a funnel and spitting people out at the end. It's time to quit thinking of potential customers as wallets and start thinking of them as people. People buy from people. When I got out of TV, I did not understand this B2C, B2B business. I mean, the viewer was our boss at the end of the day. I just really believe it's H to H. It's human to human. You build brand by building trust, loyalty, and relationships that last. Social media platforms come and go. So if TikTok goes, and it's funny because like I said, these folks are really loyal. I have never asked them to come over to my Instagram. I could not budge my Instagram for 4 years. I've got 10 times as many Instagram followers now because every time they mention a band, they don't want to lose me. And they come seek me out. Your brand stays with you no matter what happens to these platforms or where they go. They will find you somewhere else. And The Rock, be like The Rock. Use UGC, user-generated content promotes authenticity. This guy, like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but he's got a tequila and he puts up people drinking his tequila all the time. Videos of their TikToks drinking his tequila, just regular videos of them in their backyard, just regular people. And I went and looked. I don't even know how many followers he has on Instagram. It's a lot. I mean, he's at the top. Customers are 2 to 4 times more likely to view your user-generated content as authentic as opposed to what's created by brands. It creates trust. It showcases loyalty to your brand when you put up your customers' photos. 92% of consumers trust recommendations from people they know, and it helps build a content library for you. So everybody who's like, I don't know what to post today, go search. If you have a brick and mortar, go into the discovery page on Instagram and you will find things like this. Now, here's a client of mine. I mean, I just went, and some of them tagged them, some didn't. I just searched for the location. These are all ad-worthy content that I didn't have to create for the restaurant. Somebody just posting their food. The second photo is a picture of a couple that actually held their wedding reception at this restaurant 30 years ago, and they renewed their vows there a couple weekends ago. That third picture is a gal I just happened to come across because she didn't tag them, but she put it was her location, and so I was able to find it that way. And you know, you need to ask for permission, obviously. I've never gotten a no. And she like replied almost immediately in the upper right hand corner there. I guess it's your right. You know, somebody got engaged there at the restaurant. And then, you know, here he is, he's actually on the Travel Channel or the Food Network there, showing his recipes. And I love this Instagram story that she was tagged in. She's like, I'm casually stealing his recipes from over here. And that's the thing, the Travel Channel, you know, came to their restaurant. And this is what I found a lot with PR people who, you know, we had security issues. We didn't want PR people to go back with the guests anymore. I got pushback from PR people like you wouldn't believe, pushback that did not help their cause for ever getting a guest on again. And I never saw a PR person go back with their guest and take a picture for their social media. So somebody needs to be taking a picture of this stuff that's happening. Those are, I feel like your customers are your influencers. Here's 4 types of other influencers. And they are your best influencer, are your customers. Your 4 types of influencers you may find yourself pitching to now. Mega, those are the rocks and whatnot, the macro, the micro, and the nano. You know, we talked a little bit, Chris, about like, you know, you just like cold calling people. Like you can DM anybody you want on Instagram right now. Just leave them a message. Hey, you know, do you need any help with da-da-da-da-da? You can DM people on Instagram all day long. These are the different types of influencers. And I just want to like get out of your head, like when it comes to the word influencers, because I hate that word because I wish that word could be replaced. But it's when you hear influencer, you think of the Kardashians. The Kardashians have been canceled, quite literally. They just announced this morning, I think, that there will be no more. After this season, there will be no more Keeping Up with the Kardashians. There's a new wave of influencers. just regular people like me. Like I don't have a huge Instagram following. I've got like 2,000, but I can't tell you how many pitches I get that look exactly like this. And this is going around a lot on TikTok right now. This is what a lot of marketers / PR people are DMing people. So here is a way what not to do. Because I get these messages all the time. I get these messages all the time. There are a lot of TikToks like this right now that people just send these kind of messages. And my answer to that, what are you supposed to do? You know, I had one brand reach out to me on TikTok and they said, we're a nonprofit, we don't have a lot of money, but whatever, you know, what would your price be for XYZ? Just ask. But what people are asking of when when you think of the influencer and you think of the Kardashians, I just want you to get that out of your head, because I am telling you, now that I have done this and I'm with you, I felt the same way. It is work. It is a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started on TikTok and started to get a following, I was posting 8 times a day. 8 times a day. And I got to the point where I'm old. I mean, I had to tape my fingers together because my fingers were like broken from answering people. It is more work than you could ever imagine. And so to ask somebody to make 7 to 15 videos and talk about our products and then change the link in bio, you gotta like respect these influencers more than that, and their time, because it truly really is. Yes, we make it look like fun, but it is work. And the influencer impact, just wanted to go over that, like the nickel and dime comparison really quick, just because, okay, you got a nickel and dime here. The nickel is obviously bigger. The dime is smaller, but it has more value. And that's what I mean. Just because they're bigger doesn't mean they hold more value. Smaller accounts tend to have more engagement because they are more authentic. I had a company reach out to me to say that they could get me more Instagram followers. They had a lot of followers. They had like 13,000 or something. You can go online and go to Instagram influencer calculator. They had less than a 1% engagement on those 13,000 followers. My engagement was almost at 10%. So I'm not a math person. I actually was going to be an elementary school teacher and I didn't do that because of the math class. But I can tell you that more people are seeing my posts than theirs, even though they had, 9,000 more followers than I do. How to be authentic. People are asking me this all the time. Don't be inauthentic. Like, just don't be afraid to show all sides of yourself. Too many people just show this. Expressing your authentic self. What are your other interests? Your quirkiness, your moments of failure, providing your community value, all things that we should be showing. And I feel like that this happens a lot on LinkedIn, and we're just patting ourselves on the back, saying kudos to my team. Look what I just got. That's all we show. We don't show the road that led to there. I don't know if you guys saw this from a while back. The rules are, there are no rules. This was trending because of Miss Dolly Parton. I did my own. We need to stop putting ourselves in a box. We put on a different face for whatever platform we're on, and we really need to show all sides of ourselves. I kind of went crazy there, and I promise you I was not drinking that day. Yeah, I think I tripped over my own 2 feet, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Say no to finding a niche and start telling your story. This is a very unpopular opinion, but this is my opinion. Myth that you have to pick a niche. Most successful people never picked a niche up front. And I say that because most niches are uncovered over time. I had no idea I would be empowering women to show up as their real selves and to have fun. I had no idea that, people would be interested in the fact that I'm a single mom. There are people who are interested in me because I'm a single mom with just a single child. I mean, that's how nitty gritty it gets. Niches say to me, stay in your lane. But there are a lot of roads that lead to you. Some people might be interested in my TV background. Some people might be interested in the fact that, I'm putting myself out there. I'm an introvert putting myself out there. There's just a lot of roads that lead to you. And I think people are really missing out. I feel like you need to stop selling and start telling. This lady right here, is Beth Comstock. I accidentally came across this video and I want to share it with you guys. She actually was a former TV producer out of Richmond, Virginia. She became a VP at GE. And here's like a 2-minute video, and I'm telling you, this is probably like the best part for a lot of you, when she talks about just telling your story and showing all the sides of you.
I find often in business, we only want a logical, mathematical, financial dealing. And the reality is you have to be about a story to connect to a person, to connect to a customer, to connect to a product. You can't sell something until you've entered someone's mind. We talk about market share, but it's really about getting mind share, getting inside people's minds and creating a story for what's possible. So I think if you begin with the premise that your company can be a storyteller, you find storytellers everywhere. I find some of our best storytellers are engineers. What you need to create is kind of a central group that's good at translating, that know how to elicit a passion in someone to get them to tell their story. You are almost afraid to look at what you have. And so for us, it was a big awakening, I think, just to say, you know what, we're geeky. We love it. The kind of things we make, they're badass. They're big. They're amazing works of mankind and science. You know, when you kind of embrace who you are and find an elegance and a beauty in it, it's amazing where it takes you. The return on storytelling is, did you make a connection? Are people finding value in it enough to share it? Of course, in business, as always is, there's some return, you know, on investment from a financial perspective. But I'm a big believer, if you plant enough seeds, if you've made yourself open enough, people understand and relate to your story, the commerce will follow. People don't want to be sold. They want to be inspired. And you have to really fight for that, I believe, above what's important for the company is what's important to connect on the human level.
I love that. She actually wrote this book called Imagine It Forward by Beth Comstock. The Messy Middle is also a fantastic book. The Gary Vee book I talked about in the very beginning, the one that really shook me to my core. If you don't follow him on social media, you really should be. Like, again, I'm not big into gurus, but I am big into people who are practitioners, and these people are practitioners. I recently got Everybody Writes. If you have a website, you're a publisher. If you are on social media, you are in marketing. I love how she writes that writing isn't a special skill that you're born with. It's a muscle. And you have to train that muscle like you train any other muscle in your body. I also watched this weekend, which would be a great watch for any of you guys, a lesson to be learned here. This is it's on Amazon Prime, of course. It's not, I don't think it's on Netflix, but it's Netflix versus the world. And there's a huge lesson to be learned in this because Blockbuster made a big mistake, huge. Pulling out my Julia Roberts right now. Because in today's world right now, we should be having a Blockbuster Total Access channel. They had Netflix right where they wanted them. They were a bigger company. And they made a huge mistake. They put somebody in charge who wanted to go backwards, who wanted to go and re-engage the stores and throw away the 3 years of work they had done to compete with Netflix. Steve Jobs, innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not as a threat. The power of one post and one person. I'm wrapping it up here. I just wanted to let you know, I went on TikTok. I'm an introvert. This is not my thing, but I loved high school drama. So in my head, because I was a TV producer, I'm a behind the scenes person. I don't get in front of the camera. I can't tell you how many times I slapped away the camera back at the TV station, but TikTok has brought out my high school drama. Next photos at Disney World. I went to Disney World, not this summer, obviously, but the summer before that for the first time in my life in my late 40s. And I took a video that millions of people have seen in front of Cinderella's castle. I've probably had a combined at least 500,000 views on something that has happened and has been performed in front of millions of people. I just thought to record it the 15 seconds of it, posted on TikTok, and it's probably had 500,000 views. Also, I made a post about books. It was like books to read day or something like that. I didn't have to pitch to a person. Okay, I did this post, and I really wrote about the female authors behind these books. I posted it on a Saturday. By Monday morning, one of those New York Times bestselling authors called me. She said she felt compelled to call me. If I hadn't been on TikTok, I probably wouldn't be brave enough to be posting on Instagram like I am. I probably wouldn't have made a connection with this woman who is a New York Times bestseller, and I can't tell you the value I got out of that phone call with her, and it's not over. She wants to know what happens next for me. She wants to know how she can help me, and she felt compelled to call because of an Instagram post. And the last photo there goes back to Mother Model, one of my clients that I spoke of early on. That's Ashton and Mila Kunis there with Mary and Jeff. Mary ran into Ashton in an Iowa bar and basically said, "How old are you?" And he's like, let me go get another beer before I answer that." And then he came back, told her, and that really changed the trajectory of Ashton's life in that moment. He modeled first, but what people don't know about Ashton, a lot of people don't know about Ashton, is that he's not just an actor. He has funded hundreds of startups. He has also developed an app. He has a program. He has spoken before Congress, and he has saved thousands and thousands of children from sex trafficking. And that, to me, is like just the power of one person. That one meeting, is changing thousands of lives. And that's that's it.
Wow. I mean, Angel, I know you were nervous before going into this, but you did an amazing job. And we do have several questions, but before I throw it over to Kansas City and Bridget, I would like to say that, yes, all of these, I guess, who was it? It was Vanessa asked, are these going to be available? And yes, on the St. Louis PRSA website, actually on the YouTube channel, we are going to have a video of this presentation, and we have several videos from our other webinars that we've done. So please go to the St. Louis PRSA YouTube channel, and you can view this webinar as well as our others. Another question is, and I think it was just because of you're doing some of the videos on Zoom. I think there was a little lag time with a couple of the videos just because of the transfer and bit rate, but Angel, those normally show up in real time and real, I guess, inappropriate. They don't lag when they're on TikTok, right?
No.
And
unless you're a really bad lip syncer.
Really bad internet connection, but I truly appreciate you. I mean, there's some really awesome comments about you, Rock, and thank you. But I'm going to send it over to Kansas City. Bridget, would you like to say a couple words? I know you're a big supporter of what we're doing here and promoting to your members. So go ahead, Bridget.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Angel. This was fabulous. This was so wonderful. I'm energized, I'm empowered, and with where we are with COVID and all, it's easy to get into a rut and I can't do that, or I don't have time, or it's just me. But I mean, we just need to get out there and do it, and your energy is contagious. Contagious. Thank you very much. And the one thing that Chris and I have learned through COVID and all is, follow people that are doing things the way you want to do them. And so attending these webinars is great. And I'm so glad that we're able to offer that to Kansas City and to the other chapters, and taking it a little bit regionally and nationally as well, because we can all learn from each other. And this was great. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Well, and thanks, Bridget, for bringing it up. I should have mentioned that next week's webinar is essentially Where Danger Lurks, Protecting Against Reputational Crisis from the Inside Out. So on September 17th, feel free to join us for that webinar. We are making these webinars free for members and non-members. It's a great way to stay engaged with the Public Relations Society of America. And obviously, we have a lot of non-members on here. We'd like you to join eventually when you can. Because it's the big part of it is connecting with people and networking and getting to know, I guess, one another and building those relationships. there are a couple more questions, Angel, that I'd like to throw out there. A lot of people saying this is very useful. Thank you for stepping up and out of your comfort zone to make this presentation. I think there was one early on that, can you please repeat the 4 E's? You had that in one of your slides, and I can't remember which one that was.
That was entertain. Watch me draw a blank now. Entertain. I'm just going to go backwards. Entertain, evoke emotion. My brain's like scrambled eggs right now. There they are. Now I've gone too fast. Entertain, educate, empower, evoke emotion. Yeah, I'm sorry. My brain has been scrambled after doing this. Yeah, I feel like I show up and I entertain people on TikTok. You can also educate them. I do quotes all the time because songs will have a punch to them and you just like punch up text, just like some of those PR people did to empower women and evoking emotion. I just wanted to add real quickly, there was a video I took out of this actually. If you work for nonprofits, there's a power in those duets too. I literally had it in there, but I took it out because it was really powerful about domestic abuse. And it was just, you know, me being a 911 operator and somebody calling, and a song had been made on TikTok about, because I think a news story had happened that somebody called a 911 call and the person acted like they were ordering a pizza, but she was calling for help. And I mean, it just gives me chills, but I didn't want to play that because it's pretty, whew. So I just want, and there's anti-bullying stuff and just positivity trains. So that if you do anything with nonprofits, there's so much here for you to be able to do too. So I just want to throw that out there.
So Angel, the one thing we forgot is, how do people follow you? I mean, how can people get in touch with you if they want to ask you some more questions?
Oh, yeah,
a couple more questions. So, but how should people get in touch with you?
I had it on the last slide there, but like I'm sure Mila Kunis took away. It was angelmjames.com. Just trying to get that together, but I'm on there. That's up and running. I'm on Instagram at angelmjames, and I'm on TikTok at ajgirl1. Like, I did not think this was going to last, and now I have a weird name.
Well, at least you don't have an AOL account, right? Or a Yahoo account, or
I do have a Hotmail account. Everybody else, I have Gmail, but I'm sorry, I should have put that on there too. But I'm angelmjames@hotmail.com too. angelmjames@hotmail.com. I just appreciate all y'all's time and for you to listen, because I know this is a big pivot from what you've been known to doing, but media is changing, and I've seen it from both sides, and I've worn your hat, and I know how difficult your job is, and I know that clients want to get on TV. I know. I mean, my anchors never had the ego. It was guests who would be on a couple times and then be calling me up going, somebody saw me in KFC and wants to know when I'm going to be on again. So I know what you're dealing with. But like, I just wish that people would realize they will never get 1.8 million views like I have on one 15-second TikTok video on local television. They just don't have that kind of reach. Granted, you start piling on their digital reach, that might be another story, but I'm just, you know, I just want to throw that out there too. But I understand what y'all are dealing with. I really understand.
Just a couple more to throw out there is Terry says she feels like she needs a TikTok 101 webinar on how to basically
do it.
As do I. I was really inspired with a lot of this, and I'm going to give it more credence to go and do more research. More people are saying, let's say, I think Kelly says, thank you. This was really helpful. Laura says, thank you. This was great. I loved Angel's enthusiasm and straight talk. You would never know would never have pegged you as an introvert. Let's see, there's a couple more here, but let's see. Thank you. It was great. Loved your, I already read that one. Sorry. Very useful information. Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone and assisting others with navigating this territory. So again, Angel, I want to thank you for your time and your knowledge. We did have another one just come in. Would love to see a deeper dive into the strategy behind all of this. So great info, and we might be able to have you come on back and do another one because
Do a how-to.
everyone seems to have loved this. This is the most interaction we've had on our 19 webinars that we've done. So again, just run a little bit over our time. We want to respect everyone's time, but for those of you that have ideas for future webinars, please give me a call. Chris Cuban, I'm the president of the St. Louis chapter of PRSA. You can reach me at chris@chemistrymultimedia.com or call me at 314-603-2866. Google me and send me some ideas. We'd love to keep this going to the end of the year and have more webinars that people can find useful. So again, be safe out there, everyone, and have a great rest of the week.